Uber's biggest competitive advantage isn't its app. A startup can build a better interface, charge a lower commission, and still fail to beat Uber. Why? Because the app is only the visible layer. Underneath it is a business model that becomes stronger every time more drivers and riders join. And once you understand that mechanism, you'll understand why Uber is so difficult to compete with. If you wanted to defeat a legacy taxi company a decade ago, the strategy was entirely physical. You had to buy thousands of physical cars, rent garages to store them, and hire mechanics to maintain them. But Uber owns 0 vehicles and employs 0 drivers. The entire operation looks like a software business. On the surface, that suggests a vulnerability. Any startup with better code and a lower fee should be able to steal the market. But if a well-funded rival launches today, offering a cleaner interface and a smaller commission, they will likely burn through their cash and fail within months. That failure happens because the smartphone app is the wrong target. The software is just the user interface for a larger, invisible economic structure operating underneath it. Getting across a city used to rely on chance. You stood on a corner with your arm raised, hoping an empty cab happened to drive down your street. At the right moment, drivers circled blocks, burning fuel, blind to where the actual passengers were waiting. Putting GPS chips and mobile broadband into everyone's pockets turned that physical proximity into exact, real-time geospatial matching. A driver's phone sees where you are, your phone sees where they are, and digital payment rails handle the money before anyone says a word. This shift from street hails to digital pings allowed a new economic structure to emerge. The cross-side network effect. This mathematical loop is the engine powering the company. Venture capital and brand recognition are useful, but this specific loop is what creates a distinct competitive mode, one that works quite differently from a traditional fleet. A two-sided marketplace operates on a strict dependency. Riders have no reason to open the app if there are no drivers, and drivers have no reason to turn on their cars if there are no riders. Let's map out how this actually scales. Increasing the volume of drivers on the map mathematically forces shorter wait times for the consumer.
When users realize they only have to wait 90 seconds, the platform becomes reliable.
That reliability causes a surge in new riders joining the system. For the drivers, that influx of riders means they aren't sitting idle between fares. They complete 3 or 4 trips an hour, which increases their utilization rate. Higher utilization leads to higher hourly earnings. Those earnings attract even more off-duty drivers to sign up and log on to the platform. The cycle continues, building momentum with every turn. Every new participant makes the entire marketplace faster and more efficient for everyone else already inside it. Now apply that math to a startup launching a rival app. In a city where Uber already has 10,000 active drivers, the competitor starts with 0 density. A rider on the new app sees an 8-minute wait for a car. If they open Uber, the wait is 90 seconds. Meanwhile, the drivers who signed up for the new app sit idle. On Uber, those same drivers could be continuously completing 3 paid rides an hour. The competitor is trapped because marketplace density itself is the product. Network density cannot be faked or easily undercut by lower fees. But if this mechanism is structurally so strong, it raises a question. Why did Uber lose billions of dollars every year? For a decade, they were solving the cold start problem. A two-sided network is useless until both sides are present in large numbers. Uber forced the flywheel to spin by burning cash, offering riders subsidized fares, and paying drivers massive sign-up bonuses just to get them on the road. Those billions in losses were a calculated investment in market power. Uber was purchasing network density before any rivals could reach a sustainable scale. There is a geographic limit to this engine. Its power does not travel across borders. Dominance in Chicago provides zero structural advantage when launching in Mumbai. A rider in India does not benefit from how fast an Uber arrives in Illinois. This boundary forced Uber into expensive wars against regional competitors like Didi in China and Grab in Southeast Asia, companies that had already established local density. A network effect moat must be dug entirely from scratch, block by block, in every single municipality on Earth. The platform functions as a real-time matching engine, capturing value when pairing supply with demand. The ultimate output of this network is liquidity, the frictionless, instant connection of a buyer and a seller at the exact moment they need each other. Once you have a liquid infrastructure of millions of cars, it can absorb adjacent industries. An Uber driver sitting idle at noon can be retasked to deliver a restaurant lunch between passenger rides. This matching engine is also positioned for a future that requires no human drivers at all. As autonomous robotaxis scale, Uber can serve as the dispatch layer for fleets it doesn't even own. Next time you book a ride, remember, you are participating in a self-reinforcing marketplace where millions of these tiny economic decisions happen every single day. So the next time you open Uber, don't just see a ride-hailing app. You are looking at a two-sided marketplace powered by network effects, built on density, and ultimately creating liquidity. And that is the bigger business lesson. A better product can be copied. A lower price can be matched. A better interface can be rebuilt. But a dense, liquid marketplace is much harder to replicate. So ask yourself, what becomes more valuable in your business when more people use it? If the answer is nothing, you may have a product, but you may not have a moat. Follow for more business models, product concepts, brand strategies, and marketing lessons broken down from the world's most interesting businesses.